guys, this is Eric with Deranged Survival. Today, I'm in the woods again. So, I'm a little bit nasally today, got a little cold. Figured I'd come out into the woods, grab some pine needles. Got a small pine tree right there. I'm gonna grab some needles and make some tea because it's got a high concentration of vitamin C and it's very good for you. And while I was walking in this area, I actually found some wintergreen on the ground over here. So I'm gonna make a combination tea. So wintergreen and pine needle tea. So hopefully it's flavorful. I know the just regular pine needle tea isn't that tasty, but I'm gonna mix the two. So I'm gonna collect some of the pine needles and some wintergreen leaves, and I'll show you guys that up close and make some tea. And I'm also gonna do some mushroom hunting. So if I find any mushrooms, I want to take some home and get some spore prints. I'm gonna try it for the first time. It's a great way to identify a mushroom is by the spore print. I watched a couple videos and did some research. Found out that you can't necessarily go by the color of the mushroom because the color of the mushroom changes throughout its life cycle. So when it's a juvenile, small little mushroom, it might be one color. As it gets older, it might turn another color. So the picture references in some field guides are not that great. They always recommend get a spore print. So I'm going to try to get a spore print today. I don't know what's going to happen. Hopefully I find one that's fairly young and sporing like crazy, but we'll see what happens. So stay tuned for my adventure. So this is the wintergreen plant. It has these red berries, and these are actually out of season now. They're not ripe. Usually on the underside you'll see a star pattern. I have another video that shows the star pattern, but a great indication to figure out if it's wintergreen or not, you just take the leaf, break it in half, get a good whiff, and it'll smell just like wintergreen. Yep, that's wintergreen. So I'm just going to collect some leaves. Preferably, one or two from each plant. You don't want to kill the whole plant. It's a good amount there. I'm going to grab probably a good sized handful like that and make some tea. So if you're familiar with pine trees, you know that they have needles, and you can see this cluster here has 5 needles. So this is an eastern white pine, and that's what I'm going to use to make tea. So there's my little collection there. All I did is just broke up the needles and leaves just to expose all the nutrients inside there. So I'm going to make a fire and make some tea. So, when all else fails, you take out your lighter and you get the fire going, because I'm sick, my nose is runny, and I want this tea. Always have plan B. Got a nice rolling boil. Just give it a little stir. The longer it boils, the more potent it's going to be. But you don't want it boiling too long, it might kill some of the nutrients. So it's been rolling for about 30 seconds to a minute now, so I'm going to take it off. So you just drape the bandana over, and I put it in, pushing in about 6 inches or so, because all that plant matter is going to get collected in there, and if it's right around the rim, it's just going to topple over the side. You want all that plant matter in there. Flip it over and just squeeze it. Get all the juices out in there. There we go. So that's my natural tea remedy. Pine needle wintergreen tea. I have yet to try it. I don't know what it tastes like, but I will taste it when I get back to my vehicle. And just spoke to an individual that walked by. He said he saw a couple mushrooms down by the stream over there. You probably can hear the water in the background, so on my way back I'm going to hike along the stream, see if we can find some mushrooms, because that's really why I came out here. But then I'm like, I'm sick, let's make tea. So I just got a quick tip for you guys. If you want this tea to cool down faster, usually you just take a rag, I'll soak it in the cold water and hold it up against it. Ideally you want something a little bit thicker than a bandana, maybe a sock would be great. Soak it in the cold water, put it around the water bottle. Once the sock starts to get warm, repeat the process. So it's a fast way to cool down your water bottle. I probably wouldn't stick it directly in the water unless you have a completely sealed cap. If you get any water on the rim and then you take the cap off and some of that water drips into your container, you're going to contaminate the water, so you don't want to do it that way. So the bandana or a sock or something like that would work great. So that's a quick tip for you. I'm heading back to the river's edge for some scenic views and hopefully some mushrooms. Let's go. Alright, so the canteen is warm to the touch now. Let's give it a... Ooh, can definitely smell pine needle and wintergreen, but the pine needle's got a little bit of a overpowering smell. I'm all nasally. Let's give it a taste. Still tastes a lot like pine needles. I think the pine needles are a little bit overpowering. The wintergreen is kind of out of season, so maybe they don't have such a strong potency anymore. Oh, starting to feel a little better already. There's something about drinking wild teas. Instantly, it's like your level of awareness just rises, like your eyes. I don't know how to explain it. Everything's more vibrant in color. You're more sensitive to sounds. I can't really smell right now because I'm so nasally, but it seems like your awareness improves instantly as soon as you try wild tea. I don't know. It's interesting. So, I've been walking along the water's edge here. You probably hear the water. You see the water in the background through the trees. Unfortunately, no mushrooms. This area is very rocky. Probably has well-drained soil. So I don't think this is an ideal spot for mushrooms. There's not really any moisture or swampy wetlands in this area. I'm right along the Blackstone River here, and it's a lot of rocks. So don't think this is ideal for mushroom hunting. I'll have to try a new area another day. But had my tea, feel a little better, and that's all I got for you guys today. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Check out my other adventures, and I'll see you on the next one. Yeah!